Last winter, I spent a week in Vermont's beautiful Upper Valley area. In Windsor, the diner was as delightfully unchanged as ever. South Pomfret's historic ski hill, one of New England's first, looked the same, but was sporting a brand new name. Our day started in Windsor, Vermont, about 20 minutes south of White River Junction.
Coffee time.
Not that our travel time was any big deal.
We have people that travel an hour and a half just to come here. I have people that travel just walking distance. We have a variety. Your comfort food, my dear. Absolutely.
Teresa Rhodes is the owner of the Windsor Diner, a genuine Worcester lunch car original, one of only a few still open in Vermont, and she runs it almost entirely solo. How do you do this all by yourself?
Motivation. I think of it as almost like a puzzle, or each day is a project and every day is different.
Staying open by herself during COVID was a special challenge.
I had a sign, if you come in, please page me and I'll come up. You know, I'm baking bread, and they would get their own coffee and they would just be happy that it was open.
Billy Nye can't imagine the diner not being open. He's been coming here most of his life.
Yeah, I came in after school every day because my mom worked here.
And your stool is still here?
Oh God, yes, I'm sitting right next to it.
I'd come in every day too if I could.
Ready, ready, ready?
Oh,
okay, honey, you're welcome.
Making our way northwest, it was clearly snow that was really needed in a state, after all, that's as synonymous with skiing as maple syrup. And then, lo and behold, the modern history of skiing in Vermont and all New England began right here, all on a humble little hill owned by a dairy farmer who didn't even ski. In January 1934 in Woodstock, Vermont, farmer Clinton Gilbert allowed a Model T engine to haul skiers up his cow pasture. The rest is ski history.
And it was an immediate hit. As soon as that first rope tow went in there, that really spawned the advent of the New England ski industry that we see out there right now.
In 1936, what started on the Woodstock Hill moved literally a hill or so over to South Pomfret and Hill number 6, as it appeared on the map. But with its deceptively steep pitch at the top, the locals dubbed it Suicide 6.
Yeah, the original nickname was at this side of the hill, it was deemed to be, suicidal to go down it because it was so steep.
Those steeps were a bit threadbare on this day, and Jeremy Davis and I opted for better snow cover on a side trail. No more rope tows, a new quad chair, but plenty of enduring history.
They have a double chairlift there that dates back from the 70s. Just the right amount of lifts and the amount of trails here to have a really enjoyable ski day.
Also new, in 2022, the ski area's owner, the historic Woodstock Inn, changed the hill's name to Saskadina 6.
Was just heightened awareness surrounding mental health, and that's something that we as a resort really wanted to make sure that we were paying attention to.
That's what I mean. For a new name, the owners here turned to the legacy and language of the native Abnaki Nation, who called this place Saskadina, or Standing Mountain.
We landed on Saskadina as Standing Mountain because that's something that we feel very strongly represents us as a community, and adding 6 to that to kind of pay homage to Hill number 6 as part of our history and to make sure that that was something that we still recognized.
The keen and longtime local attachment here is the same. The views going up and coming down are as appealing as ever, all on a historic hill in Vermont where traditions have been both embraced and allowed to change. And isn't that as welcome as, well, new snow on a ski slope? And since a full year is a long time for a diner, I'm happy to report that the Windsor Diner is still humming along, thanks to owner Teresa Rhodes, and the name is no longer the only change at Saskadina 6, which has expanded to include 4 new trails. Well, next up, from winter to summer and from the mountains to the ocean, right after this.